What companies have extremely high quality standards for products that people might not realize? King Arthur Flour. They've rejected multiple train cars full of unprocessed wheat, because the protein content was off by a few hundredths of a percent, contravening the requirements set forth in their commodities contract. It put them behind in production, and pissed off their suppliers. Most other flour producers would have accepted it with a variant sign-off, and moved on. YKK Zippers. The best. Ball the Jar Company. They make satellites. Some people may know, but Lego has extremely tight manufacturing tolerances, aiming for around a precision of ±0.01 mm in dimensions to ensure consistent and reliable interlocking of pieces across different sets. That's why pieces made years or decades apart snap together like they were all made yesterday. There really isn't a competitor that comes close. Rolls-Royce. I worked for a company who for 2 years tried to produce exhaust vanes for their jet engines. Every time an inspector came, we failed. Yamaha Musical Instruments. Their guitars often get overlooked, but I have never played about anything by Yamaha. Most Kirkland products from Costco. Obvious Bic reference. Aeronautic tolerances under a cheap F-pen. Carter's clothing for babies and children. I still have one size in pajamas that were thoroughly put through all the stains, strains, and antics of each one of my kids. Yet my 4-month-old can wear my 4-year-old's old clothes and there's not a tear at all. The colors are faded a bit and there's some paint, berry, and spaghetti in places, but overall they've held up well. Same can be said of New Balance. I've worn the same pair for about a decade and the worst thing about them is the grass stains. Electronic products from IKEA. They use good quality components and have good electrical separation of the high voltage side and the low voltage side. Search the BigClever.com channel on YouTube for teardown videos of IKEA products. For example, the IKEA SMA Ring HAGEL, https://youtu.be/lojbxha0e3 USB charger. He also does teardowns of dodgy electronics products that will straight up kill you. Those are always exciting. Maybe this is just my local ones, but Kroger Bakeries. I live in an area with a ton of specialty bakeries, but when it comes to your basic breads, Kroger does it best. In the tool world construction, it's hard to beat Hilti, but they are expensive. Darn tough socks from VT. Lovely people too. Most people probably realized this, but Toyota has insanely high quality control down to the individual parts. There's a reason they last forever. Travel Pro Luggage. Hannah Anderson pajamas. I always slept naked but bought one pair and they've lasted 2 years of wearing every night and are still like new. They're so comfy that when I put them on it gets me ready to sleep. I remember reading an article about McDonald's having some crazy amount of quality assurance, as this ensures the product is exactly the same at all locations. This was a long while ago, but it's the first thing that comes to mind. Speed Queen washers and dryers. Casio is underrated. Tractor gears. I used to be a fine grind machine operator and I don't remember the exact tolerances, but these giant gears, sometimes several feet in diameter, had to have their center bore ground down to a specific size within about the size of a particle of smoke. Then if it passed size tests, it then had to pass tests for the finish texture, and in a test where we dunked the whole gear into hydrochloric acid, which the operator who trained me said was to test for chemical changes from burning the steel with a fine grinding wheel, but I wouldn't put money on either of us actually knowing why the test was done.